What's up, my peeps? It's your girl Q, and man, life is feeling pretty good, right, Yubi? Yubi says yes. Yubi and I have spent the week in Palm Springs, rolling back home to LA now, and headed straight to Vegas. Me and my girl Mamacita are about to roll out for a road trip. And I've been reading your comments and hearing your insights about what's going on the poker table, and you know, I might just have to go ahead and just give it a shot there, see what goes on. I'm sure she would probably agree. But we have some great things on our agenda, and I'm really excited. But for now, I'll give you guys another episode. So you saw last week's episode, and you saw how close I got. This is actually the second time. So first time went out 16th place, went back to give it another shot. Do you think your girl can get it? Check it out.
I've got a bed, I have my Wheaties and my...
What's up, y'all? What's up, my peeps? How's everybody doing today? It is Tuesday, and I am gonna try this again. Gonna head over to the bike
My rent is late, my landlord told me not.
again and do this day one again. I'm really feeling like today's gonna go better than last time. I gave myself about 24 hours to feel it, to think about it, and go over it in my head over and over. And I realized where I went wrong. I had 3 big missteps, but the biggest one being at the end when I made that call against the chip leader. And for me, in a cash game, maybe that's not a bad call, but in a tournament, I have to consider my ICM. I'm at 16th place. What did I come here to do? I came here to get till 11th so that I can make it to day 2. So I just have to remember to keep all that in my forefront, and that is what comes with the discipline of it all. So I'm not going to allow what happened last time to cloud my judgment. I'm not going to play scared, but I am going to be conscious and considerate of the decisions that I make. I wonder if there are going to be as many women today. I told you guys how like last time, literally every table I was at, there was like at least 1 or 2 women, which was awesome and unusual. Everybody knows, you know, poker's definitely dominated by men, most definitely. Obviously, we have like some prominent women in the game, and I can name a few, and you guys will probably know their names. It's like Vanessa Selps, and I think she's the #1 cashing, or has the highest earnings of any woman in all the history. You know, Vanessa Russo and like Jennifer Harmon and all these wonderful, amazing, talented women. These are the women that have inspired me to go down this path and have opened so many doors for women in the sport, which is amazing. And then of course we gotta shout out Barbara Enright. Barbara Enright is the first and only woman to have ever made it to the World Series of Poker main event final table. She went out in 5th place. And guess how long ago that was? How many of you said like 10 years? How many of you said 15 years? It has been over 20 years, almost 25 years. That happened in 1995. I was telling someone the other day about my bucket list, and they're like, well, you made that a long time ago. No woman's won yet? No woman's even made it to the final table yet since Barbara. It was the first of many things. She's like the first woman to win 3 WSOP bracelets. I mean, she's in the Poker Hall of Fame, the Women's Poker Hall of Fame. She's everything. We love you, Barbara. You're amazing. And, you know, as I name all these wonderful women on this list, you know who's missing? I know some of y'all gonna say me, and you're right. But you know who's missing for real? Just even someone that looks like me. Out of all the women I named, there are no women of color at all. I Googled last night, I actually Googled black women poker players. And you know what came up? The list of black men poker players. It was like nothing. No one. And that's why this is so important to me, and that's why I have to do this, not only to represent for all my sisters, but my sisters' sisters too. We out here, we doing this. So I'm gonna get in the car now and channel my juju and my chi. Rolling out to the bike. It says it's gonna take about 52 minutes to get there, and I hope that that's the accurate count. The other day when I was rolling out, it said 54 minutes or something like that, but I drove for 20 minutes, and after that 20 minutes of driving, it still said 54 minutes. So it was like I was racing against rush hour, and I was losing. It took me an hour and a half to get there last time, so let's hope that doesn't happen. It's morning. This morning, there's 2 sessions today. There's an 11:30 a.m. and a 4 p.m. and it's a Tuesday. So my strategy is that there'll be a smaller field because it's a Tuesday and it's not a holiday week or anything, so people should be at work, which also means that there'll probably be a lot more grinders in there. So that's a risk, but I ain't never scared. So hopefully this is a good strategy. This is the same strategy that I used on my last day one, which was a Thursday at 4 p.m., which I also figured there'd probably be fewer players than, say, last Saturday or even Friday night or Sunday. I don't know how many players ended up showing up over the weekend, but maybe I can ask to see if my thought process is accurate. I feel a lot better, and I feel positive, and I feel excited and ready. I feel like I learned some valuable lessons. And you know what really made me feel better? My husband. After I got home last time and I was, down, and he gave me a big old hug and he said, you know what, baby, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for even getting that far, and I know you learned a really great lesson. And he's like, it's better that you make those mistakes now on this $200-something tournament, because you are going to be the first woman to win the World Series main event. Isn't that sweet? And it's really sweet coming from my husband, because when I started on this journey, well, not even the journey, like before I even decided I was gonna take this really seriously and really start focusing on tournaments and playing more, I didn't play that much. Like, we've been together for almost 9 years, and during that time I play here and there. I go to Vegas and I play, and he's usually not with me in Vegas, so I can like play. But I hadn't really been playing nearly, not even close to as much as I have been now, and how much I'm going to continue to play. And it was uncomfortable for him when I started playing a lot more. I'm a woman, I'm kind of cute. I'm by myself a lot playing, carrying cash, and he's always concerned about my safety, understandably. And he doesn't play poker and he doesn't gamble, so I think also the concept of like casinos and all these guys and all that stuff is probably the thoughts in his head. When I'm out, I always valet. A lot of times, like, security will walk me to my car, not because they fear my safety, just because they're my friends. They see me, they're like, oh, let me walk you to your car. So I've never felt unsafe playing poker. I've never been threatened. I've never felt like I was in any danger whatsoever, but I'm comfortable with it. I've been going to casinos by myself for 15 years, so for him, the concept of it, I think more than anything, is just the thought is, what you don't know, and what you don't know can be scary. And so we had to have a lot of really serious conversations about what this is going to look like, and kind of set some parameters. For example, if I'm out and it hits 1 a.m., I make sure that I reach out to him and just say, hey baby, I'm okay, and this is kind of what I'm looking like. I'll be here for a little while, or I'm on my way, kind of thing, just so that he knows. That's like our time, check-in time, 1 a.m. Because when I'm at the table, I don't have my phone out at the table unless I'm recording something. I don't like distractions, so I do have music playing, but I don't answer phone calls, definitely, especially not at a tournament. You can't talk on the phone, right? At the table. And I don't even really reply or hear my text messages. I might hear the thing go off, but I'm not thinking about that at all. I'm focused on the prize. I'm going for that money. So in the past, he would call me up sometimes and I wouldn't answer, and then he'd be worried, and blah. Ain't nobody need that in their life. I don't need that in my life. I ain't with the drama. So thank you, baby. Thank you for being supportive of me on this journey. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for seeing me and seeing what I'm capable of, even though I know it might not make sense to you. But the fact that you even running with me down this hill at full speed, that's a real man right there. That's why I married your ass, and that's why I'm gonna keep you. First break. I always feel like the first break especially comes way too fast. Maybe because it's like such small blinds and everything. I just feel like there's so much more to be doing. We don't need a break. I don't need a break. Let's keep going. But I'll tell you about one of my early hands. Early on, the blinds were at 25-50, and I'm on the button with ace 4 off, and I make it 150, and the big blind calls, everybody else folds. And the flop is jack, deuce, 3, rainbow, and he checks. I bet 250, and then he check raises it to 600. So I'm like, all right. He didn't 3-bet pre-flop, so I'm not putting him on like pocket jacks or anything, maybe ace jack, something like that. So I flat, and the turn is a 5. So on the turn, he bet 1100, and then I just raise all in, and he calls and sees the bad news. And the river is like a 7 of diamonds or something like that. So at that time, at the end, he had to pay another 4,000. So I doubled up there. I actually only bought in for the base buy-in, which was 160 for 5,000. And I didn't do my add-on yet because I noticed that a lot of people at the table hadn't done their add-on yet. So I was like, let's just see what I can do. I don't know if that was a really good idea or not, but from there, I'm at about 13,000 now, which is where I would be if I had done the add-on. So, not bad. Yeah, I'm sitting pretty, I'm chilling. I still got my add-on ticket in my pocket in the event that I need to pull it out. That's a good question. I wanted to ask you guys, what's your take on add-ons? Do you add on right away, or do you save it for later? And if you save it for later and then you build your stack up, do you still end up using it? Like, I'm just curious. Let me know what your thoughts are on when to add on and when not to. All right, get back in here. See ya. Okay, so here's a fun one. I woke up with pocket kings on the button, and under the gun makes it 1,600. And at this time, the blinds are like 200, 400. People was going crazy at my table. Under gun plus 2 pops it to 4,000. And I'm on the button, and under gun plus 2 probably has about 25,000. And I'm really actually putting him on like ace queen, something like that. So I flat, because I just want to see the flop. I didn't want to go crazy pre-flop, get it all in, because it would have gone all in. And I just didn't want to have that experience in my life. So I flat, and original razor folds, and we go to the flop, which is queen, 8, deuce, rainbow, and he bets 4,000, and I make it 10,000, and he thinks for a second, then he calls. The turn is a jack, and he checked, and I just go ahead and move all in. I ain't playing around. He takes for a minute, and he's like, oh, what do you have, queen jack? And he goes ahead and makes the call, and he's got ace king. So I'm gonna dodge a 10, and I did. Ooh, yeah, girl, doing it. Time to get back in here. Let's do this. F and A, out in 15th. Why? So the first time I was out in 16th. This time I'm out in 15th. I had a misstep. I had like 50,000, and on the button 5, 6 diamonds, and blinds are 2, 4,000, and I make it 10 small blind calls, and the flop is queen, 10, jack, 2 clubs, and I should have just checked, but he checks, I bet 15K, and then he re-raises me all in, and I fold, so I lost half my stack in there, which was so stupid. Right now I just walked out, he was super nice, he told me he had ace jack of clubs, so nice flop for him, but then it was just like nothing, so I made, what is it, cash out at 300. Yay, I could buy lunch. Whee! I got 8 minutes to buy into the 4 o'clock, this is the last round, so they're at level 7. So I don't plan on coming back another day this week, so I think I should, and see how it goes. Wish me luck. Maybe I'll run better. And it's like, if you buy into day 2, it's 3,500, and you get 210. So me coming in day 2 with a little bitty stack ain't gonna do nobody good anyway. So I'm down 3rd time's a charm, right? Be here all damn night. Do you know that look? That face look? That was fast. That's why I usually don't like to buy into tournaments like on the break. I like to get there early, mix it up and stuff, because you gotta chase all these big stacks, and I got king jack, and everybody limps in, and I just go ahead and shove it all in for 10,000. It's like 4 callers ahead of me with the 1,800, and so I make it 10,000 to go, and the hijack calls, and she's got queens. It's so crazy. It ends up running out of straight on the board, straight to the jack, and she's got queens. So we would have chopped, but she had queens. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go home sleepy now, trying to decide maybe I'll come back over the weekend, give it one more go. I don't know. It's discouraging, but it's also encouraging. Everyone's like, even Oliver, even my husband's like, 15th. I was 16 last time, 15 this time. Just like, yes, I should be proud of that. I should be like, that's a good sign, running good out of 76 players. Yes, that's good. Not good enough. And I am so competitive, so I'm definitely hard on myself. I don't think this is gonna hurt as much as last time, because it is comforting, like, hey, you are a good player, you make good decisions. It's just not my day, I guess. I'll have to fight another day. I gotta do a P's and Q's. So P's and Q's for today. P's and Q's for today is poker hygiene. Now, nobody was musty today, but there was a whole lot of farting and burping. And this one guy, older guy, he sat down at the table and straight up picked his nose with his pinky. He picked it with his pinky. Then whatever was in there, took it and he rolled it around in his fingers. And then he dropped it. It was like such a reaction. I said, ew! And he looked at me and I mouth like this. I said, that's nasty. Because that's nasty. And I was about to offer him some hand sanitizer because I keep that in my purse. I always bring hand sanitizer. But guys, you know, I know this is a guy's thing or whatever, but come on, y'all ain't gotta be that nasty. It's not necessary. Thank you. Come on, be courteous. What would your mama say? Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram at P's and Q's Poker. See you next time.